Hi, Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, Adab, and welcome back to the Mindfulness with Yogini podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. I'm your host, Aarti, and today we're going to talk about our intuition, listening to our gut, our sixth sense. It's something we've all experienced at some point, I'm sure. It's kind of like this nudge or whisper or a bodily sensation that says, hey, something's up, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So let me take you back to when I was 15 and give you an example of when I truly felt that my intuition was telling me something. My dad used to work about an hour and a half away from our home, and the roads were very bad. And one of the days when he had gone to work, for some reason, both my mum and I had a bad feeling about him reaching the office. And about an hour, 15 minutes later, when my mum rang him, he was not picking up the call. And then we suddenly knew something was wrong. And eventually, when the call finally came back, we found out that my dad had been in a horrible accident and he had to be rushed to the hospital. Now, while years later of surgeries and therapy, he has recovered well, the idea is that we both didn't really know how come we had this pit in our stomach that told us something's wrong, because everything else seemed perfectly fine, So I think intuition is something that you truly lean into and you can hear that helps you, stay away from harm, or maybe preempts you or warns you about it so that you can react appropriately. So while as a child I felt that this was my superpower, I soon discovered that every single one of us, if we connect deeply and genuinely to our inner self, we are able to hear the intuitive voice because it has subconsciously deduced our external environment and is sending us a sign if something is wrong. What I realized growing older is that the more I got attached to a circumstance, a human being, or any superficial aspect of my external world, the lesser I felt connected and the lesser my intuitive powers actually spoke to me. But when I felt I was free-flowing, living in the present moment and detached, I could easily tune out the humdrum and listen to my intuitive voice. This amount of attachment we experience is directly proportional to how easily we can access our intuitive tools. But as life goes on, desires, attachments, expectations come in, and our intuitive voice grows quieter, leading us into situations that we could have avoided if we had only listened carefully. This could also be known as the red flags that we very commonly refer to today. You can't quite put a finger on what's wrong, but you do know something's wrong with the person you're interacting with, or the situation that you're in, or the lifestyle that you're living. But life as we know it is not fair, and it's more so in the digital age. Everyone seems to now want to know the truth, but I'm quite unsure if they are genuinely interested in the truth. And many of us are actually afraid to face the truth. So we've created many ways to avoid feeling our own feelings, whether it's through sex or porn or video games, social media, movies, or even more extreme distractions, perhaps like the dark web or addictions or biochemical warfare. So how can we use the digital age to actually raise our consciousness? Well, the only way to do that is if we use it mindfully and to empower others to be more mindful towards us too. But with the endless stream of TikTok videos, Instagram reels, fashion, plant, and sports gurus, who has the time to tune into the truth about ourselves, let alone listen to that little intuitive voice in our head? Most of us are too busy dealing with our inner critic that's constantly judging us. But here's the thing, awareness and intuition are real, impactful, and most importantly, connected to something much larger, whether you want to call it the universe or energy or God or anything else. These are the things that help us thrive, not just survive, and also give us the chance to find joy, peace, and contentment in each moment. But it's only when we tune into that. So, how do we tune into our intuitive self? In this hyper-connected world, it's easy to feel highly overwhelmed by the constant flow of information, social pressure, and all the noise that the online world makes. All this can drown our inner voice. But deep within each of us lies a powerful tool for decision making, often known as our gut feeling. Learning to listen to your gut isn't just about making decisions, it's about the journey of self discovery that leads to greater authenticity and a chance to live a much more fulfilling life both online and offline. So, in this episode, we will explore what intuition really is, what are the challenges of trusting it in today's digital age specifically, and what are the benefits of cultivating it, especially online. We'll also go over some strategies to overcome these obstacles that align you to your authentic voice more genuinely. Let's begin. The power of intuition, a symphony of mind and body. Let's first start by understanding what intuition really is. Intuition is this incredible blend of subconscious processing and emotional intelligence. It plays a key role in how we make decisions. So, if you've ever read Dr. Malcolm Gladwell's book, Thinking Without Thinking, you might remember how he talks about rapid cognition. That's where our unconscious mind processes information super quickly, often faster than we can think things through consciously, leading to surprising, accurate judgments and decisions. As Gladwell says, intuition is the kind of intelligence that is often dismissed, but is a potent tool. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. Intuition isn't just a mental process, it's also deeply connected to our physical body, specifically our gut. The gut-brain connection is a hot topic in science right now because our gut is home to trillions of bacteria that form the gut microbiome. These bacteria communicate with the brain through the vagus nerve, and this connection plays a very important role in emotional dealing and decision making. Neuroscientist Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett explains your gut is your body's way of helping you make a decision. So that gut feeling you get, it's not just in your head, it's literally in your gut. Unpacking the science of the gut-brain connection. Let's unpack a little bit more about the gut-brain connection. This connection is an area of research that shows how intertwined the body and the mind are. The gut microbiome is the unique ecosystem of bacteria that is in our gut, and it's not just about digestion. It communicates with our brain and it actually influences how we feel and how we think. So, when we talk about intuition being a gut feeling, we're talking about something real, a physical sensation and reaction that comes from this complex interplay of subconscious processing, past experiences, and the current state of your gut. Let's now discuss what are the challenges that people face when they try to listen to their gut, specifically in the digital age. So here's the thing. While we understand that intuition is powerful, it's not always easy to trust it, especially when you have so much information coming your way digitally. Because the digital world is fairly new, comes with a lot of over information and is constantly around us, it has a really unique challenge that it poses to us and furthermore messes with us in tuning with ourselves so that we can listen to our gut. First, there's information overload. We're constantly bombarded by news, opinions, and social media updates that can drown out the quieter, more signals of intuition. Then there's confirmation bias, the tendency that we have to seek information that confirms what we already believe. Social media algorithms are great at feeding us with more of what we want to hear and see, creating echo chambers that make it harder for us to tune into our gut subtle cues. The next great challenge we face digitally is the comparison culture. And of course, this is one of the biggest ones. We're online constantly exposed to everyone's highlighted reels and their perfectly curated moments that leads us to believe that we are inadequate and doubt ourselves, which further misaligns us from our own intuition. The last one is the cancel culture. The fear of being ridiculed or trolled online can paralyze us, making it really hard to express our authentic selves, let alone follow our gut instinct. But Despite these challenges, there are huge benefits to aligning with yourself and trusting your gut. For one, it helps you make improved decision making. When you listen to your intuition, you're more likely to engage with healthier online interactions and walk away from negative comments and trolls and focus on connections that are meaningful and uplifting. Trusting your gut also boosts your emotional well being. Being true to yourself online reduces internal conflict and fosters greater self acceptance. It's about showing up authentically, which in turn builds a self of integrity and self worth. Another benefit is reduced stress. When you prioritize interactions that align with your values, you create a more positive and supportive online environment which helps you lower your stress and engage with the digital world more mindfully. Your intuition can also play a crucial role in identifying and avoiding online predators. For example, if something is off or feels off, that the nagging feeling inside you of unease or distrust or disgust is your gut's way of telling you that there's potential danger. Listening to these can help you protect yourself from harmful interactions online. Plus, when it comes to discerning reliable information, your gut can help you navigate through a vast sea of content out there. Something online you read triggers you or feels off, that might be your intuition telling you to dig deeper and verify that information before accepting it as a fact. Finally, trusting your gut empowers you to set mindful boundaries online. Your intuition can guide you to how much personal information to share, how to respond to negativity, and when it comes time to disengage from unproductive conversations, how to do that mindfully as well. Overcoming setbacks and cultivating your intuition. So, how do you strengthen your intuition, especially in this digital, noisy online world? It does take some effort. In fact, it's a lifelong work. But there are some strategies that can help you. First, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about being present in this moment without judgment, whether it's through meditation, yoga, spending time in nature, journaling. Mindfulness actually helps you quieten the noise of the digital world so that your inner voice can emerge. Like I mentioned before, journaling is an excellent tool to be mindful. Mindful helps you write down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences to see patterns and better tune into your intuition and how it is communicating to you. Body awareness is also an excellent way to tune into your intuition. Pay attention to how your body reacts during different online interactions. If something makes your stomach knot up, that might be a good sign to take a step back. On the other side, if you feel excited or energized, that could be your gut nudging you towards something positive. It's also important to fact check your gut because while intuition is powerful, it's not foolproof. Pair your gut feelings with critical thinking and solid information that is factual. Use your intuition as a starting point, but also do your research before making any important decisions. And don't forget to celebrate your important wins or your small ones, because when your gut leads you in the right direction, take a moment to acknowledge it. Maybe you avoided a toxic online situation or found a valuable resource online. Celebrating these small moments reinforces your truths in trusting your intuition. Building authenticity online, embracing your true self. In a world where people present a very curated version of themselves, staying authentic online can be highly challenging. But listening to your gut can help you overcome the temptation to fake it and create a genuine online presence. Start by identifying your core values. What matters to you? What kind of online presence do you actually want to cultivate? Reflect on these core values, which will help you guide your interactions and content to ensure that you're in line with your true self. Next, embrace your uniqueness. Everyone has something unique to offer, and trusting your gut and expressing your true voice can help you connect with others who share your interests and create a more meaningful online experience and also a community that adds value to you. It's also important to be vulnerable authentically online, of course. Vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a strength. When you allow yourself to be real, even with your imperfections, you open your door to deeper connections online. Practice discernment because it's worth every single moment of your time. Learn to tell the difference between constructive feedback and negativity. If someone's comments are consistently making you feel bad, trust your gut and step away. Remember, you don't have to engage with anybody and everybody or everything online. Curate your online space as well. These platforms you use can greatly impact your well being. So, trust your intuition to guide you in choosing spaces that align you with your values. If a platform leaves you feeling drained or discouraged, consider taking a break from it, unfollowing it, or moving on altogether. And finally, embrace the journey. Developing your intuition is obviously a lifelong process. You might make mistakes or doubt yourself, but just know that it's okay. With practice and self-compassion, you'll get better at discerning your intuitive messages and navigate your life both online and offline with confidence and authenticity. The power of a collective intuition, building a more connected world. Intuition isn't just about individual decision making, it can also drive collective good. Think about social movements that start with individuals trusting their gut, speaking out their feelings, and speaking out against things that they feel are unjust. As more and more people join in, these gut feelings become a more collective force of positive change. Online, this collective intuition can lead to creating communities that are built on a specific purpose. When people trust their gut to connect with others who resonate their intuition, powerful movements can emerge that raise awareness, foster social change, and create a more connected and compassionate online world. Beyond the binary nuances of intuition and the gray areas. Now, while intuition is a powerful tool, like I said before, it's not always black and white. There are some nuances we should be aware of. For example, past experiences, biases, and emotions can sometimes cloud our intuition. That's why it's really important to regularly check in with yourself, whether considering that your gut feelings are actually coming from a place of wisdom or fear. It's also worth noting that intuition can sometimes be misunderstood as impulsiveness. Intuition is more about a deep, informed decision than a rash one. The more you cultivate your intuition through mindfulness, self-reflection, and awareness, the better you'll become at distinguishing the true intuitive insights that come from you rather than impulsive reactions. Lastly, trusting your inner compass in the digital age. As we wrap up this episode, I just want to remind you that as we wrap up this episode, remember that your intuition is a powerful tool to navigate the complexities of the online world. By trusting your gut, you're not just making better decisions, but you're also stepping more into your authentic and true self, both online and offline. So, the next time you feel there's a nudge in your gut, take a moment to pause, listen, and act accordingly. You might just find that your intuition is leading you to a life that's not only more authentic, but also more aligned with your deepest values and desires. So, this is Aarti signing off from the podcast episode 3 about intuition. Sat Sri Akal, Adab, Namaste, and goodbye. See you next Friday. If you did like our episode, please do subscribe, like, and comment, and share with anybody who would like to align more with themselves and cultivate their intuitive gut feeling.